Hello and welcome to this baconbits video. In this video I want to talk about a few other issues that I've seen working with clients and customers on setting up their states. These are very simple things to find and correct, but it helps to have a video, a place to go to and get a few pointers about how to maybe correct some of the errors in your states. So I've got one set up. This one's great. It has a bunch of errors in it, which we can go through one by one. It's a nice collection of mistakes that show up sometime. Okay. So this state has multiple examples. One with a bad command, one that's well formed, but it shows a list of commands, one bad state call, and one just bad state format. So this first state right here, this is a well-written state. It has proper formatting, it's YAML formatted. We should be able to take this over to YAML checker and verify that it's well formatted. Great. YAML approves of the formatting. The problem here is that this just doesn't make any sense. This particular state will error out because the command is nonsense. This is not an error that you would find in running a dry run through a profile. So all the dry run would tell you is that the state is well formatted and that it would successfully start the commands that you sent. Not that the commands would work. Bacon is not an emulator of the local operating system shell language. Okay, again, recap. Well formatted state, good indenting, nice YAML formatting, but this command is a no-go. This would need to be a legitimate command, something like ls or ps or something that is a known bash command. Bash.command.sh, something like that. That would work. Next. This one is actually a well-formatted piece of YAML. And there's no errors in this. The reason I am bringing this into this example is that I wanted to show how to format a command.run in passing multiple commands at the same time. Now there's a few ways of doing this. I could have collapsed everything on one line and just separated it with semicolons. It's hard to read that way though. So in your name field, just add this pipe, enter, and now you need to give it 4 spaces. One, 2. Alright, so this is 2 spaces. Sorry, every time the cursor moves over here in the white space, it's 2 spaces. This is still 4 spaces. So a standard indent in Bacon is 2 spaces. You've indented twice. Once you've done that, make sure you stay at the same line, and then you'll be able to add each new line to your command string. And this one runs just fine. This is a very clean way, I would say, to add multiple commands to a single state. Okay, so again, that one's well formatted. That one would execute. Okay, this next one, it's well formatted, but there's an error in the function name, command or cmd.run, not run now. And the only way that you really know this is either by reading some of the Bacon docs about how to set up new states, or you can go right to you can go right to the source and type properly. Salt stack state modules. Excellent. And let's look up command. CMD, here we go. Execution of arbitrary commands. And here's command.run. And so some of this will look very familiar. Run as name, current working directory, creates, okay. So this one otherwise is well formatted. It's just that the function name is incorrect. There is no command.run now. It is just command.run. So that's just being familiar with some of those libraries. That's why in Bacon I recommend command.run or file.managed. Get to know those first. Be very familiar with those. There's almost, between those two, there's almost nothing that you can't do. Okay, let's get to this last one. So far, I've shown you well-formatted YAML states. This is not one of those. In fact, if we bring this over here, we'll see terrible, terrible, terrible. Bad indentation of a mapping entry. This is just terrible syntax. And we got a few things going wrong. First of all, you'll see that command.run is now assigned to a list. It's terrible. It doesn't work that way. The library and function are always indented once, or that's 2 spaces. And then every argument inside of that, a key pair value actually, needs to be indented again and given a dash beforehand. Now that will fix the formatting, so let's have a check. Perfect. We've got some nice formatting. You'll also see that here I did choose to use the semicolon approach for multiple commands on a single line. This also works, provided that your local OS shell language supports that. There is one other problem though, and if you've been reading the notes, you'll see duplicate state ID name. That is correct. There's a duplicate, and you can even see it when you double click this and it gets highlighted. It has highlighted something else. So because this name is not unique, this is something that would get caught inside of a dry run. It would say state ID already found, cannot use again, something like that. So you do need to make sure that the names of all of your states or your state IDs are all unique, not just inside the state, but inside all the states inside of a single profile. Okay. Thank you for watching this BaconBit video and for reviewing some of the common issues that people have when first diving into states. It can seem a little obtuse at first, but you know, once you get through some of these basic corrections, it's very straightforward and extremely powerful, and I think you'll see the payoff there. Thank you so much for your time. Stay crispy, stay salty, go bacon.